In your small group, there's going to arise times when you need to take the initiative to meet with someone individually to help them keep moving forward in their pursuit of God. For example, maybe they have a doctrinal truth that they need to be introduced to, or they have a habit they need to break, or a discipline that they need to start forming, or maybe they're facing a crisis of some kind in their life. And whether you do this by phone or over a cup of coffee, your goal is to bring God's truth into their life in a way that speaks to that specific need. Here's some ideas to keep in mind when you have that follow-up conversation. Number one is to pray for God's guidance. As you consider whether a follow-up conversation is needed, be sensitive to the Spirit's guidance. It starts with prayer. Seek God's direction about when to take the initiative to have that conversation and when to wait, about how to help, what to share, what to say. You might also want to talk and pray with your co-leaders about it as well. It starts with prayer. Then secondly, use the tools at pursueGOD.org. A great way to have a follow-up conversation is to send the person a link to a topic from the Pursue God library. Find a topic that's relevant to the issue, then have them watch the video on their own in advance, and then when you meet, you can go through the discussion questions on that topic together. And then the third thing is you want to make sure you observe good boundaries. Now, when you meet with that person for that appointment, make sure that you observe two important boundaries. The first is that you never meet alone with a person of the opposite gender. And the second one is that you always maintain confidentiality. The only times when confidentiality is not absolute, there's three exceptions. Number one is when the person gives you permission to tell somebody else. The second one is when they threaten harm to themselves or to somebody else. And the third one is when they report the knowledge of a crime. Those things aren't going to happen very often. So by and large, you're going to observe confidentiality and you're going to observe gender boundaries. Now, I want you to think about what happens next after that follow-up conversation. Sometimes just one conversation is needed and the person goes back to being a regular participant in your group. But there might be other times where that follow-up conversation might lead into a fruitful mentoring relationship, an ongoing relationship. And there's times when you might want to hand that relationship off to one of your co-leaders or to somebody else in the group to help. And there may come times when you need to hand that relationship off to someone more qualified, like a pastor or a professional counselor. But whichever direction it goes, these follow-up conversations are a great opportunity to help someone pursue God, and often in ways that just would not be possible in the small group meeting itself.